Hello guys, welcome to TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. And AEW had their all-out show. I know it's a little late, since All Out took place on Sunday. Excuse me, but I just was busy and I had other things I needed to do. I'm going to start being busy for a while, so if you were thinking that I'm planning something huge, I hate to disappoint you, but that's just not the case. I'm busy with real life stuff. I have a life outside of my podcast, so from here on out, I will still be doing my predictions and results, but like the Lucha Underground stuff that I did, that won't be happening. And there's still like certain wrestling stuff that I won't be doing, like you may not see me do much of New Japan, but that depends on what the event is and how busy I am, honestly. But I will be busy for the next few months. I've got stuff I need to do. But anyway, we've got the 0 hour show that happened, and then we have the TBS title match. We had the inaugural trios champs crowned. And then we had the main event, which I did not want to watch, but actually it was better than I thought it was going to be. It was pretty decent. Let's go now to the 0 hour show. The AAA mixed tag team titles were on the line as Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello, the champions, defended against Ortiz and Ruby Soho. I predicted here that Sammy and Ty would win the matchup, and it did happen. That did happen. So Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello are still the AEW, not the AEW, the AAA mixed tag team champions. So that was an okay matchup. It was pretty good for it being a 0 hour show, but I don't really like Sammy Guevara and Ty Mello the way they make out. It's gross, but it's whatever. A video package hyped then Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho's matchup. Action Bronson, who performs Hook's theme, was shown at ringside. We had the FTW title on the line as Hook, the champion, retained against Angelo Parker. I saw that coming, but it wasn't a squash match, which is good to see. It was a good match, and I really enjoyed it. Attacking Hook from behind was 2.0. Action Bronson came into the ring, though, and saved the day. And I thought that was kind of cool to see. The AEW All-Atlantic title was then on the line as Kip Sabian looked to take on the champion Pac. And I predicted here that Pac would retain the All-Atlantic title, and he did. But can we just take a moment and to appreciate Kip Sabian as his character change with the underrated over it stuff? It's starting to get him over, and I think that's cool to see. After the match, Pac was about to be interviewed by Tony Schiavone, but Orange Cassidy came out, and Pac cut Orange off before he could say anything, saying, "You're not a wrestler, you are a joke." Meanwhile, afterwards, Kip Sabian was screaming at his box. Eddie Kingston and Tomohiro Ishii, they took on each other in the main event of the All Out 0 Hour show. And I gotta say, this was awesome to watch. This was much better than what was originally planned for Eddie Kingston. I predicted here that I think I predicted here that that I think I predicted here that Eddie Kingston would win. Actually, no, I predicted Tomohiro Ishii would win, but I was wrong, and I put and then Eddie Kingston won the match. But it was still a good match nonetheless. But one matchup that I'd like to see is a triple threat matchup between Eddie Kingston, Tomohiro Ishii, and Minoru Suzuki. That would be incredible. Going out back now that now we're going out of the 0 hour stuff, and we had the casino ladder match go first. And it was cool to see. I don't know. But we had Wheeler Yuta and Rey Fenix up first. They put on a good show. Rush came in third. Then Andrade El Idolo. And then we saw Claudio. And then Penta. And then a group of masked men then ran into the ring and completely cleared it. One of them climbed the ladder in the center ring and grabbed the poker chip. Then he unmasked as Stokely Hathaway. Everyone else unmasked as Lee Moriarty, Ethan Page, the Gun Club, and W. Morrissey. A Rolling Stones song played and someone in a devil mask walked out, taking the poker chip from Stokely. He was the Joker, and he won the match. He was about to unmask, but then he didn't. And so, there you go there. Then we had the AEW Trios Championships on the line. Well, the AEW World Trios titles were having the inaugural champs being crowned here. My bad. I cannot speak. The Elite took on the Dark Order. And I gotta say, this was a great matchup. I figured as such that the Elite would win. But it was good to see. And Kenny Omega for sure is getting much better. His ring rust has gone away pretty quickly, and that's cool to see. And then the TBS title was on the line as Athena looked to take on Jade Cargill. I predicted right. I was safe. Jade Cargill retained the TBS title. The matchup was pretty short, like usual. And the matchup was under 5 minutes, which I saw coming. So then we had another trios matchup between Wardlow and FTR. And then we had Jay Lethal and the Motor City Machine Guns. This was a good matchup too. And I'm glad that AEW allowed the Motor City Machine Guns to do something more than just like maybe being there for like a little bit. They actually gave them a chance to show what they're capable of, and that was nice to see. It is unfortunate, but also fortunate at the same time, though, that Wardlow and FTR did get the victory. They won the match. After the matchup, Lethal and the group teased getting back in the ring. Samoa Joe then returned and he ran out. He took out Satnam with belt shots as they cornered Sanjay in the ring. Dax's daughter snapped Sanjay's pencil. Dax leveled him, and Dax's daughter put her foot on Sanjay's chest as the official counted 3. That was amazing. I just gotta say, that was amazing. Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks then took on each other. I predicted here that Powerhouse would win, and he did. It was a pretty short matchup, too, and I was not expecting that. It was crazy to think about. And then we had the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line as Swerve in Our Glory, the champions, looked to take on the Acclaimed. This was amazing. This matchup probably sold the show. Honestly, this could be a match of the year candidate. It really could. It was awesome. And then the AEW Interim Women's World Championship was crowned as well. We had a fatal 4-way. We had Hikaru Shida, Dr. Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter, and Toni Storm all taking each other out. And I enjoyed this matchup. It was pretty decent. I predicted here that Toni Storm would win, and she did. And I'm guessing when Thunder Rosa comes back, that Toni Storm's going to become the undisputed women's world champion. Then Jungle Boy and Christian Cage took place. Before the matchup, Christian Cage came out. Jungle Boy's mom slapped Christian. That was awesome. Jungle Boy came out, and Luchasaurus turns on Jungle Boy once again, choke slams him on the steel gates right by the ramp. Then he planted him through a table with a high cross. The bell then rang. Christian hit a spear, but Jungle Boy kicked out. Christian then hit the kill switch for the win. That was short. And with the circumstances, with apparently Christian being injured and not being able to compete, I still think this goes even further into the feud. I think this was a great audible too. And then we saw Death Triangle versus Best Friends being announced for this Wednesday. So now we've got the Best Friends taking on the Death Triangle in trios action, as well as the Ring of Honor Pure Championship matchup between Wheeler Yuta, the champion, and the hometown hero, Daniel Garcia. And we also have something else taking place, but I will get to that in a second. Chris Jericho then took on Bryan Danielson. I thought this matchup was good. I had high expectations for it. It just didn't something felt missing, but it still was a good matchup. That's honestly how it was. But anyway, I predicted here that Bryan Danielson would beat Jericho, but I was wrong. As Jericho got the win over Bryan Danielson. That was very interesting. Darby Allin, Sting, and Miro, they took on the House of Black. And there has been a lot of rumors coming into play saying that Malachi Black is done with AEW now. And that the entrance was a farewell, but this is one of those we'll wait and see moments. This was a great matchup. It really was. I predicted here that Darby, Sting, and Miro would win, and they did. Miro did not get the pinfall, however, and I'm sure he's pretty upset about that. And then we had the main event between Jon Moxley and CM Punk. And I thought this matchup was decent. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I predicted here that Jon Moxley would retain, but then I was all wrong. Punk he became, the AEW World Champion. And the celebration then took place. Nothing seems wrong here, right? Wrong. The lights go out. A voicemail played from Tony Khan talking to MJF about paying him a lot of money to show up at All Out. The camera cut to the Joker from earlier in the show, with the Joker saying, "I am the devil himself," unmasking and putting on the Burberry scarf. MJF's music played, and we've got MJF back. So the thing that I was talking about earlier is on Dynamite, we are going to hear from MJF, and boy, is this going to be awesome. I cannot wait. This is going to be great. Thank you all for staying and listening to this episode. This is TPW Talking Pro Wrestling. This week I will be doing Dynamite, Impact, and Rampage predictions, just like usual. Thank you all for listening once again. I'll see you on the next episode. Good night, everyone.